Over the years, Chelsea have been criticized for spending way too much money and heavily overpaying for mediocre players, Mudryk being a prime example. But hey, you gotta give it to them. If you look at the Premier League table this season, they aren't doing too bad, are they? Either way, Chelsea's full roster size is large and in charge. If you include all the players that Chelsea has out on loan, you can literally make 2 full teams. That is how big their squad is. So you already know what we had to do. I divided Chelsea into 2 full professional clubs, and they're gonna go head to head against each other to see which club does better and becomes more successful. Because why not? They got the players for it. So let me show you the 2 full squads that Chelsea has put out. This is squad number 1. This is actually Chelsea FC. Now remember, everyone that Chelsea even has out on loan is back and they're playing for one of these clubs. So Chelsea FC number 1, this is their starting 11. They got Nicholas Jackson, they got Cole Palmer, they got Madueke on the right, they got Raheem Sterling, who's back on the left, the midfield of Enzo and Lavia, the back 4 of Gusto, Fofana, Disasi, Cucurella, and Sanchez is in nets. Then on the bench, they got Petrovic, Badiashile, Armando Broja, Guyu, Casade, Ugo Choku, and Mikhailo Mudryk. And then in the reserves, it's Gilchrist, Achiampong, Vale, Bettinelli, Dyer, and Aaron Anselmino. Now, Chelsea FC 2 will be actually Strasbourg from Ligue 1 because they have a very solid connection. They always loan their players to Strasbourg, so it's a perfect club for this. And this is Chelsea FC's 2 starting 11. It is Nkunku and João Felix. It is Neto on the right. It is Jadon Sancho on the left. The midfield of Caicedo and Dewsbury Hall. And the back 4 of James, Chalobah, Colville, and Chilwell with Jorgensen in nets. The substitutes are Kepa, Adarabio, Fofana, Santos, Washington, Chukwuemeka, and Vega. With the reserves of George, Matos, Kellerman, Caleb Wiley, Humphreys, Penders, Bergstrom, and Slonina. Both clubs are pretty even in every single department, and both clubs have a pretty even amount of promising wonder kids. Now, if you think both of these clubs are going to automatically start their head-to-head competition in the Premier League, you are wrong. Both Chelsea 1 and Chelsea 2 are going to start their journey at the bottom of the totem pole in League 2, the 4th division of English football. That will give the promising wonder kids at both clubs time to develop, and we're going to have a very exciting race all the way to the top. We're going to see each club's league positions, how many trophies both Chelsea 1 and Chelsea 2 wins, and of course, who gets back to playing European football first, if either club can even make it that high. And as we go to the end of season 1 and you've seen both rosters, let me know down in the comments which roster you're cheering for and which one of them will be successful. Also, hit the subscribe button with the little noti bell. Gracias. The first season of Chelsea having 2 clubs in England is over, guys. The League 2 season has come to an end. 46 matches have been played, and you would probably have to assume that both clubs, Chelsea 1 and Chelsea 2, aka Strasbourg, would finish 1-2 and get promoted. You would be absolutely correct. But which club finished in first and which club finished in second? Chelsea 2, aka Strasbourg, that finished ahead of Chelsea 1. 113 points for Strasbourg, 102 points for Chelsea. Both clubs scored a lot of goals, 107 and 113. Look at those goal differentials, 63 and 60. But when it comes to trophies, the first trophy, which is the Bristol Street Motors Trophy, it went to Chelsea 1 that beat Gillingham, not Strasbourg. Where's Strasbourg? Did they even Chelsea 1 beat Chelsea 2 on penalties in the semi-finals? Now, there is, of course, more trophies that they could win. Carabao Cup. Did anyone win the Carabao Cup? No, neither club won it. It was Manchester City. Maybe one of them won the FA Cup. No, it went to Arsenal over Forest. So actually, at the end of season 1, both clubs won a trophy apiece. Chelsea 2, Strasbourg, they won the league, and then Chelsea FC won the BSM trophy. And of course, none of them qualified for Europe. Not yet anyways. I also scrolled through some of the transfer history, and only one transfer total was made by either club. It was Harvey Vale from Chelsea 1. He went to Cercle Bruges for 3 million, so both clubs kept the same rosters. Off to season 2 we go, where Chelsea 1 and Chelsea 2 are going to be playing in League 1. Season number 2, Chelsea 1, Chelsea 2 in League 1, not League 2. Wow, that's a lot of 2s and 1s. Can both clubs get back-to-back promotions once again into the championship this time? Yes, they can. But which club finished first? It was Chelsea 2 once again. It was Strasbourg, 117 points, 37, 6, and 3, scoring 116 goals. Chelsea 1, though, not far behind. 102 points, 30 wins, 12 draws, 4 losses, scoring 101 goals. Both clubs absolutely dominating League 2 and now League 1. But it is Chelsea 2 once again that gets another league trophy. And actually, Chelsea 2, aka Strasbourg, they did the double, guys. They won the BSM trophy as well over Chelsea 1, over their rivals 2-0. Now, there's still the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup, but the Carabao Cup, it went to Spurs. Spurs won a trophy 1-0 over Liverpool. Maybe the FA Cup Chelsea 1 can win something. No, this time it was Liverpool. They won the FA Cup 3-2 over West Ham. So after 2 seasons, Chelsea 2, aka Strasbourg, has a commanding 3-1 lead in their trophy case. But both clubs are really performing at the highest standard. They're both playing in the championship in season 3. Was there any significant deals done? Actually, there was. Chelsea won. They sold Enzo, their best midfielder. They sold him to Aston Villa for 114 million. Enzo was tired playing some lower league football. Now he's gonna go play in Europe. I don't know what's going on at Chelsea 1, but they're offloading. Nicholas Jackson, they sold him too, again to Aston Villa for 70 million. Guys, Chelsea 1 sold Wesley Fofana as well to Club Bruges, out of all clubs, for 45 million. This is getting ridiculous at this point. They sold Romeo Lavia as well, Chelsea 1, to RC Lens. While Strasbourg, aka Chelsea 2, I'm scrolling down and I haven't seen a single transaction from them. So it looks like Chelsea 2 is keeping all their players while Chelsea 1 is selling all their players. The end of season 3. Can both Chelsea 1 and Chelsea 2 get back-to-back promotions for the 3rd season in a row and climb their way back up to the Premier League? Well, it was a very exciting and close table, but Chelsea 2, aka Strasbourg, they topped it and they will be in the Premier League in the 4th season, guys. What about the second club, though, who gets automatic promotion? It was actually Leeds United on 104 points, but Chelsea 1 was 1 point back of Leeds United on 103 points, so they're in the promotion playoffs. They're by far the best team out of the other teams in the promotion playoffs, so you would think that they would also get promoted. No more BSM trophy for both clubs because they were playing in the championship, and the championship doesn't play in the BSM trophy. So the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup, did any of the two clubs win any trophies there? The Carabao Cup, no, it was Spurs that beat Manchester City. And the FA Cup, also no, it was 0-0 between Arsenal and Liverpool, but Arsenal won 8-7 on penalties. So after 3 seasons, Chelsea 2 has 4 trophies because they won the championship, while Chelsea 1, they have 1 trophy. They didn't win anything. And Chelsea 1 continues to offload, guys. Robert Sanchez to Leicester City, Aaron Anselmino to Everton, Mark Guiu to Everton as well. Keanu Dyer went to Bournemouth. Did Chelsea 1 purchase any players in season 3, though? They did. They brought in Muric from Ipswich Town, and they brought in Rocco Vata from Watford. And Chelsea 2, aka Strasbourg, also did some business in season 3, guys. There goes Christopher Nkunku. He's gone to Napoli. Tyreek George is gone to RB Leipzig. Caleb Wiley, he's gone to Sevilla. Mike Penders has gone to Atalanta. And Rabi Nzengula, he went to Udinese. I don't know who he is. After all that offloading, they did manage to sign one player, Juan Foyth, if you remember him. They brought him to Strasbourg, aka Chelsea 2, from Villarreal for 23 million. Let's go to the start of season 4 because we're not sure if Chelsea 1 will even be in the Premier League in season 4. Strasbourg will be there, but will Chelsea 1 join them? Yes, they will, my friends. Yes, they will. There they are. Chelsea 1, before the season starts in the Premier League. Chelsea is there. Strasbourg, aka Chelsea 2, is there. Can they both survive? Can they win any trophies? They both climb back up. Now it's time to qualify for Europe, right? Season 4, but the first season back in the Premier League for Chelsea and for Chelsea 2. Can any of them win a trophy? Can any of them win the Premier League? Well, we're looking at the Premier League table, and none of them, neither club, can win the Premier League. It was Manchester City. In fact, I don't see either club in the top 8, not in the top 9. There they are, right beside each other, guys. 12th and 13th, right beside each other, guys. 12th and 13th. 47 points for Chelsea 2, 46 points for Chelsea 1. So I guess Strasbourg, aka Chelsea 2, wins the battle in the Premier League. There is still 2 more opportunities for both clubs to win at least a trophy each. Carabao Cup, FA Cup. The Carabao Cup, Spurs keep on winning trophies in this video, guys, especially the Cups. They beat Fulham 1-0. And the FA Cup, both clubs fell short. They didn't make it to the final. It was an all-Manchester final. Manchester United 4-3 over Man City. Man United, man. Even in FC 25, they got Man City's number in the FA Cup. So after a return to the Premier League for Chelsea as 2 clubs, both of them failed to qualify for Europe, and both of them failed to win a trophy, but they did manage to stay up pretty respectively. Business, business, business. Outgoing business for Chelsea 1 in season 4. There goes Mykhailo Mudryk. He went to Bournemouth for 60 million. There goes Mark Cucurella as well. He went to relegated Leicester City. Leslie Ugochukwu also left for Borussia Mönchengladbach, and Josh Achiampong left for Atletico Madrid. Strasbourg, aka Chelsea 2, also did a lot of outgoing business. Very surprising. Pedro Neto left for Real Sociedad. João Felix left as well. He went to Crystal Palace for 85 million. Renato Vega to Brighton and Hove Albion. Ben Ben Chilwell went to France to Auxerre, and Levi Colwill also went to Atletico Madrid. So a lot of offloading by both clubs, but what about reloading by both clubs in season 4? Kefren Turam to Chelsea 1. My goodness, what a transfer. Liam Delap from Ipswich Town to Chelsea as well. Jose Gaya from Borussia Dortmund to Chelsea. Thomas Valverde, some sort of region, he signed for free. And Lucas Mincarelli, he came to Chelsea as well from Montpellier. Now, what about Strasbourg, Chelsea too? They also did a lot of incoming business. Gabriel Simons, a free agent, a regen, he is there. Yasser Asprilla from Girona went to Strasbourg. Jakub Kivior left Arsenal, went to Chelsea too. But this is the biggest one. Bremer from Juventus to Strasbourg, aka Chelsea 2, for 112 million. What a huge deal. Off to season 5 we go. Both clubs are looking pretty much unrecognizable at this point. So much outgoing transfers, so much ingoing transfers. And if we're looking at who's ahead, so far I would say it's definitely Chelsea 2, aka Strasbourg. They've just had better seasons. Season 5 has come to an end. Did both clubs make progress on their 12th and 13th place finish last season in the Premier League? Let's find out. Well, in the top 8, Manchester City won the league. But look at Chelsea 1. They finished in 7th place. 17, 7, and 14 on 58 points. Tied for 6th, actually, with Manchester United. The goal difference, though, is what hurt them. Maybe they could get a Conference League spot. Where is Strasbourg? Oh, boy. They're not in 12th. They're not in 13th. Oh my gosh. Did they even stay in the Premier League? What happened with them? Where's Strasbourg? Chelsea 2. There they are. They avoided relegation. 41 points. Barely. It was Bournemouth, man. Always getting relegated. Ipswich Town and Brentford. Strasbourg, aka Chelsea 2, stay up by the skin of their teeth. What about the cups? Any trophies yet? Carabao Cup? No. It went to Arsenal over Brentford. FA Cup? Also no. But a very nice final. Leicester versus Fulham, and Fulham won it 3-2 on pens. So both clubs once again do not win any trophies, but you gotta give it to Chelsea 1. They finished miles ahead of Chelsea 2, aka Strasbourg, and they might play Conference League. Outgoing deals by both clubs in season 5. Jorge Arias, Chelsea 1 to Inter Milan for 54 million. None Madueke as well to Roma for 61. Dorde Petrovic also left to Real Madrid. Malo Gusto is gone to Borussia Dortmund. While Strasbourg, aka Chelsea 2, didn't do too much. Francis Amuzu, I don't know when they got him. Is he a former Strasbourg player? I'm not sure. He went out on loan, and a regen, Alain Diabate, was sold to Montpellier for 5.5 mil. Now, did Strasbourg Chelsea 2.0 bring in any players? They did. They brought in 2 players. Callum Doyle from Newcastle United for 26 million, and the free agent Dodi Lukebakio also joined them. What about Chelsea 1? We saw them let go of a lot of players in season 5. Did they bring in a lot of players? They actually did. Steffi Mavididi on a free contract. He went to Chelsea. Elias Yellert came to Chelsea for 40 million. Bento from Aston Villa to Chelsea. Randall Kolomuani went to Chelsea for 54 million. Thiago Gouveia to Chelsea from Hoffenheim. Christos Solis also to Chelsea from Club Bruges. My goodness, that is a lot of good business, and it doesn't stop there. Ricardo Calafiori, he is a Chelsea player. He was a Crystal Palace out of all clubs. 51 million. Let's go to season 6. Things are getting very, very interesting. But before we go to the end of season 6, I want to show you the start of season 6, specifically Europe, the Conference League. Chelsea won. They finished 7th in season 5 in the Prem. They are going to be in the Conference League in season 6. And honestly, looking at the clubs in season 6 in this Conference League, as you can see, it looks like Chelsea won. They would probably be the favorite. We might have a Chelsea club winning a European trophy. The end of season 6, things are heating up. Chelsea and Strasbourg 2.0 Chelsea in the Prem. Did any of them win it? Did either of them improve on their finishes from last season? Chelsea 1 did improve on their 7th place finish. They finished in 5th place in season 6, earning a Europa League spot. Doesn't matter if they won the Conference League or not. They're going to be playing in Europe once again. 17, 5, and 6. They only lost 6 matches on 66 points, actually tied for 4th with Liverpool. Now, where is Strasbourg? They're not in the top 8. They're not in the top 12. This is not looking good. There they are. They survived. Lucky 13 for Strasbourg. Chelsea 2.0. 10, 13, and 15, only on 43 points. They've dropped down behind Chelsea 1 quite significantly. The Carabao Cup, still no Chelsea winner. It went to Aston Villa over Spurs. And the FA Cup, still no Chelsea winner. Neither of them have won a trophy in England just yet. This time, the FA Cup went to Arsenal. But wait just a second. Remember that Chelsea 1 was playing in the Conference League. How did they do? Guys, I gotta tell you something. This is shocking. Chelsea 1, they finished in 29th. 1, 3, and 2, 6 points. They didn't even make it to the playoff round. They were eliminated after the league phase. They didn't make it anywhere. I expected so much better. Incoming and outgoing transfers in season 6 for both clubs. How did Chelsea number 1 do? What did they get rid of? Who did they buy? Who did they sell? Well, they got rid of Elliot Vaughan, a regen, but the big one is they sold Andre Santos to Aston Villa. 100 million. And remember when they acquired Lucas Mincarelli? Well, they sold him to Lazio for 33 million. On the other side, Strasbourg, Chelsea 2.0, Chelsea 2. Did they get rid of players? They got rid of a lot of players, man. David Washington, he left Strasbourg, Chelsea 2.0 for Monza, almost 40 million. Jadon Sancho is gone to Villarreal for 90 million. Gabriel Slonina, US international goalkeeper, he went to Feyenoord for almost 30 million. Jakub Kivior came to Chelsea 2.0 and then left Chelsea 2.0 for Liga, Nice, 35 million. And also Tosin Adarabio went back to Fulham. Were there any replacements? Strasbourg, Chelsea 2.0, yes, a lot of new replacements. Nico Simonsen from Hammarby, a regen, 11.3 mil. Cornelie, I can't even say this name. Cornelie Knezovic, a free agent to Chelsea 2.0. Marcus Thuram to Chelsea 2.0 from Inter Milan. Semi Kılıçsoy from Arsenal to Strasbourg, Chelsea 2.0 for almost 87 million. Evan Ndicka as well from Monaco to Strasbourg, Chelsea 2.0, 32 million. Those are some big name players, honestly. I think they're going to improve next season. But I think Chelsea 1.0 did them better. Ruben Neves came back to the Premier League. He was at Bologna. He's now a Chelsea player. Osam Sarawi, a very, very promising kid out of Lille. He left Lille for Chelsea. Yarmar Medina came to Chelsea as well. A regen, Luke Allen from Blackburn, 41 million. Obviously, he's pretty good. Ricky Puig, he's at Aston Villa. He went to Chelsea, 86 million. They also brought this random player here, Danny Ceballos, free agent. He went to Chelsea on a free transfer. Honestly, at this point, I'm really not sure which club is better, Chelsea 1 or Chelsea 2. You'd think it was Chelsea 1 because they've had higher place finishes in the Premier League, but they disappointed so much going into the Conference League, man. They couldn't even get out of the league phase. Maybe things change in season 7. Season 7, it is a big season for both clubs. Is there progression by both clubs? Chelsea 1 is also playing in Europe once again, but this time in the Europa League. Can they overcome the failure of the Conference League from season 6? Well, in the Premier League, neither Chelsea 1 or Chelsea 2 won it. In fact, they're not even in the top 8. Where is Chelsea 1? They dropped far into 12th. They went from 5th to 12th, and Chelsea 2.0, aka Strasbourg, is not that far behind them. They finished in 14th. Maybe Strasbourg, Chelsea 2.0 have kind of become a more of a mid-table Premier League side, but Chelsea 1 finished 5th last season. How do you drop down all the way to 12th? The Cups, the Carabao Cup, nothing in the Carabao Cup for either club. It went to Man City over Liverpool on pens. The FA Cup, once again, absolutely nothing, but yet another funny, hilarious final. Fulham versus Brighton. Brighton won it on pens. Okay, listen, maybe Chelsea 1 was actually saving all their energy and their performances for the Europa League. How did they do? Did they win it? No, they did not. It was an English side that won it. It was Liverpool 3-1 over Victoria Plzen. How did Chelsea 1 do it? Did they go deep at least? They're not in the semifinals. In the quarterfinals, they did go to the quarterfinals. That's a pretty decent accomplishment, actually. But they got absolutely crushed by Liverpool, the eventual Europa League winner, 6-1 on aggregate. So after 7 seasons, we're basically back to the drawing board. Chelsea 1 and Chelsea 2 didn't do that well in the Premier League, 12th and 14th. Although Chelsea 1 participated in the Europa League, they didn't get anywhere near the final. They left in the quarterfinals. So in season number 8, neither club will actually even be playing any kind of European football. Like, what happened? Was there any sort of significant transfer deals or something for both clubs to prevent them from growing? Well, Chelsea 1 actually got rid of a lot of players in season 7, guys. Liam Delap, he came to Chelsea. He left Chelsea for Leganes for 42 million. Elliot Vaughan, the regen, he went went to Aston Villa for almost 30 million. Riccardo Calafiori, he didn't last at Chelsea for a long time at all. He went to AC Milan. Rocco Vatta, the same thing. He came and he went to Genoa for 40 million. Thiago Gouveia, again, the same thing. He went to Chelsea, stayed what, 1 or 2 seasons, went to Espanyol. And Strasbourg Chelsea 2.0 actually got rid of several key players as well. Callum Doyle, he's gone to Torino for almost 30 million. Omari Kellerman, he's been there since the start, but he went to Cologne for over 20 million. Humphrey left Chelsea 2.0 for Toulouse for 14 million. And the big one, the long servant, Reece James. He went to Real Betis, 40 million. What about reinforcements? Well, Strasbourg Chelsea 2.0, they brought in Alvaro Carreras from Athletic Club Bilbao, a regen Pedro Fernandez from Leeds United, Omar El Halali came from Torino, Konstantin Kohler, another regen from Ipswich Town, went to Chelsea 2.0, aka Strasbourg. But then another big one, Ben Seguir from Borussia Dortmund to Strasbourg, Chelsea 2.0, 85 million. What a deal. What about Chelsea 1? They sold a lot of players. Did they bring anyone in? They did, but only one player. Manuel Locatelli from PSG, 50 million. That's it. So it looks like both clubs are going to be quite struggling, but we're going to do at least one more season to see what happens. Maybe they can recover. Season number 8, was there any sort of recovery by both Chelsea 1 and Chelsea 2? We have a very, very interesting winner in season 8 of the Premier League, but it's not Chelsea 1.0 or 2.0. It's Brighton ahead of Liverpool. Bournemouth, 7th place. You love to see it. Chelsea 1 and Chelsea 2 not in the top 8, not 9, not 10th. Where are they? Chelsea 1 all the way in 15th, guys. 9, 15, and 4, 42 points. They've had a massive fall off, and I don't even see Strasbourg anywhere yet. Chelsea 2.0, did they avoid relegation? They did, but barely. 7, 15, and 16 only on 36 points. It might be over for both clubs. Maybe some sort of cup for either club. Well, not the Carabao Cup. It went to Nottingham Forest over Manchester City. Manchester City lost, but Chelsea 2.0 did go to the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup in season 8. Unfortunately, they lost to the eventual winners in Forest 4-2 on aggregate. What about the FA Cup? No trophies either. It went to Liverpool over Arsenal 2-1. And I don't see Chelsea or Chelsea 2.0 anywhere. In the semi-finals, Gillingham went there, and so did Luton Town, so they're not there. Round 6, I don't see Strasbourg or Chelsea in round 6 either. Round 5, surely they got to round 4, not on the first page. Where's Chelsea and Strasbourg? Chelsea 1.0 lost in round 3 to Arsenal 2-0, and Chelsea 2.0 actually lost to Gillingham in round 3 2-1. Surprisingly, Chelsea 1 didn't sell a single player in season 8, but Strasbourg sold a lot of players. There goes Nico Simonsen, there goes Gianluca Pristiani. I don't even remember when they got him. It looks like they got him in the same season and then sold him again. There goes Marcus Thuram, there goes Regen and Weke Davies, and there goes Bremer. Remember when they bought Bremer and he was supposed to be a big hype? They paid, what, over 100 million for him a couple of seasons ago. Well, there he goes to Manchester City. There goes Yasser Asprilla as well, and there goes Knezovic to Juventus. Looks like Chelsea 2.0 just wanted to make a bunch of money in season 8. But Chelsea 2.0 did manage to spend a lot of money in season 8. Montpellier, Arthur Raymond, 130 million, a regen. No idea who he is. Ronald Araujo from Barcelona arrived for 85 million. Akliouche from Monaco arrived for 56 million. Lucas Beltran also arrived from Freiburg for 32. I guess maybe it was a bit more of a restructuring campaign. And Chelsea 1.0 didn't do a single business of incoming players either. They didn't sell anyone. They didn't buy anyone in season 8. That is unheard of. Maybe they were under a transfer ban. So after 8 seasons, this is what Chelsea 1.0 looks like. They still have Benoit Badiashile, a long-serving servant. He's there. Armando Broya is there. Bento, 85 overall. Casadei is there. Axel Disasi stayed as well. Gilchrist stayed, and he's grown pretty well, in 81 overall. Elias Yeller, we saw him come in. Jacobs, Leo Young, a couple of regens. Locatelli is there. Randall Colomwani is there. Medina and Muric, also Ruben Neves. Surprisingly, Cole Palmer never left. 89 overall. Sarawi is there. Ricky Puig is there. Kefren Turam, Christian Solis. Really unsure how this team finished 15th in the Premier League. While Strasbourg, on the other hand, we saw Akliouche, we saw Araujo, Amuzu is there, Lucas Beltram, Ben Seguir. This team is completely unrecognizable. Lucas Bergstrom, 73 overall goalkeeper. He's now 29 years old. A couple of more regens. Moise Caicedo never left. He stayed at Chelsea 2.0. Alvaro Carreras is there. Carney Chukwuemeka has grown into a pretty good player. So has Kieran Dewsbury Hall, he's 78 overall at 33 years of age. He stayed loyal. Omar El Halali, another regen, and Pedro Fernandez, 1/4. Yes, he's still there, 34 years of age. David Datro Fofana, 81 overall. But they also have Evan Ndicka. They have Patrick Utro. They have a couple of more regens and Arthur Raymond, who's 88 overall. We just saw him. They bought them. And Baptiste Sanchez, no idea who he is. Does this team warrant a 17th place finish in the Premier League, though? I would say no. Both clubs probably performed worse than they should have. So there you go, my friends. We divided Chelsea into two clubs, and they both got back to the Premier League, which was nice to see. Chelsea 1.0 did compete in 8 seasons in 2 European competitions, one in the Conference League, one in the Europa League, but ultimately they were unsuccessful. While Strasbourg Chelsea 2.0 did manage to win more trophies in the first couple of seasons during the lower leagues, but once they got up to the Premier League, they couldn't even really attain a top 10 finish. They didn't even qualify for one spot in Europe. Let me know which version of Chelsea you think did better. Let me know which version of Chelsea you liked better. And if you have any other cool ideas that you want to see on the channel, comment your ideas down below. This one I got from one of you guys, so I really appreciate it. I'll see you guys very soon. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, stay happy, stay healthy, always keep smiling, and hit the subscribe button with the little noti bell so you don't miss out on any crazy cool idea videos like this one. Peace, 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 peace.